All right, guys, I'm going to do another one of these where possibly could break the internet as far as fitness information goes, but I'm just going to spit it to you guys real. But if you guys would please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you would subscribe or follow me if you have not yet, and if you would be so kind as to drop a comment down below, I would greatly appreciate that. So let's talk about how to gain muscle quickly. This really is way more simple than people make it out to be. And I'm not talking about becoming an elite lifter or anything else. Obviously, I coach a lot of national and world level lifters, have over the years, but let's just talk about gaining muscle. All right, this has been excessively complicated. All right, everyone talks about stupid stuff like the best angle, the best exercise, getting, again, a lot of stuff, twisting your pinky this way. Just stop. How do we get big? Moderate amounts of volume, progressive overload. Okay? Pick a handful of really big compound movements, perform them correctly, and then fill in the gaps with isolation work. So let me explain what I mean, for example. Let's explain what we mean, for example. And here's what I'm going to say. You probably need at least 5 sets a week per muscle group, maybe as many as 10. Almost none of you need more than 10 sets for muscle groups per week to get bigger and to gain muscle fast too. And I want to be clear, usually when we start exceeding this, people go into junk volume, they don't train as hard. If you train really hard, most of you out there will probably make your fastest gains doing 5 to 10 sets per week per muscle group. Now, we could argue about whether you're going to do them once or twice a week. Point of debate, I'm going to say if you're not a complete novice, 3 times is overkill. So, other thing I'll say, don't train more than 4 days a week. For almost all of you, 3 to 4 days a week of really hard lifting is enough. If you want to get extra activity, do some cardio, go play some sports. If you're just trying to gain muscle, you're going to under recover, you're going to gain less muscle. All right, let's be clear. So what do we mean by big movements followed by small movements? So let's say for your chest, you have selected the bench press or the weighted dip. Both great choices, right? I think we all agree, great choices. All right, they do work the triceps some, they do work the front delt some. They're not going to maximize your entire shoulder development. They're not going to maximize your triceps. You know what? So if you want big triceps to go with it, do an extension, do a pullover. Something like that. It could be a laying extension like you saw me do there. It could be a dumbbell pullover. It could be a rope press down. You're going to want to add a tricep movement. You don't need 3 or 4 tricep movements for most of you. Bench press or dips will cover your chest. Pullover or an extension will cover your triceps. You're done. All right? Same thing. Rows, pull-ups, all that stuff will work your lats. It'll work most of your traps. It'll work your rear delts. Will it be enough for your whole shoulder? No, absolutely not. So, but if you're doing chest pressing and you're doing pull-ups or rows, your rear delts are being worked. Your side delts are being worked a little. But mainly those are back exercises and chest exercises. You probably want to do an exercise for your shoulders. Do you need to get anything complicated? No. Pick lateral raises, pick upright rows, perform them correctly. Okay? See where we're going with all this? Same thing. Squats, deadlifts, lower body. If you need some other stuff, do some calf work. If your quads are being understimulated, do some extensions. Do some reverse hypers or hamstring curls. This is what we mean. But you don't need a massive exercise selection. As long as you have at least one exercise hitting each muscle every week, you're good. And when I mean hitting it, meaning you count the bench press or the dips as your pecs. It's not all the muscles. You don't count the pull-ups and the rows for your biceps. You probably need some type of curl. Okay, so on and so forth. Make sure you're doing something that hits every muscle. Done. Somewhere between 5 and 10 sets a week, depending upon your tolerance, your time. Train 3 to 4 days a week. All right, we got all this down? Your sets need to be very close to failure. Am I saying you need to go to failure? Not always, not necessarily. Don't train past failure. Don't do, I'm going to rest 3 seconds and have the spotter help me. Don't do rest pause. Stop. This leads to overtraining, leads to overuse. Okay? Take your time. Once you've reached failure or close to failure, you need at least 3 minutes before you hit that muscle again. You don't just do a 20-second drop set. No, rest at least 3 minutes. Focus on progressive overload. That's the other big trick. So do all this stuff, get stronger on all those movements, or add reps on all those movements, right? So let's say you don't always have to add weight. Let's say you're doing 6 reps on the bench press with whatever weight. You could either add weight when you can comfortably get your 6 reps, or you could add reps. You could say, okay, I'm going to increase the weight when I get to 10 reps. When you can do 3 sets of 10, I'm going to add 5 pounds. See how easy that works? Progressive overload. Add reps or add weight consistently. Focus on progressing while maintaining good form on these movements. All right? If you do these things and you get adequate rest and recovery, means let's not train 5-6 days a week. We don't need a 6-day push-pull legs. You could do a 4-day upper lower. You could do a 3-day push-pull legs. These all work just fine. They work just fine. Especially if you need the recovery, and most of you do. All right. Make sure that you're sleeping at least 8 hours a night. What about nutrition? All right. I always tell guys you don't need more than 1.6 grams per kilogram of body weight. That is what the data shows. But if you want to get a gram per pound of body weight, there's nothing wrong. It's a nice round number. So what does that mean? So if you weigh 170 pounds, you need to get 170 grams of protein every day. Okay? That's it. Other stuff, if you want to gain muscle quickly, your diet needs to be biased towards carbohydrates. Healthy fats are good. What does healthy fats mean? Monounsaturated, polyunsaturated. If you need to add some fat to your diet, you don't do it by adding a bunch of whole milk and saturated fat. Not necessarily the best approach. Throw some natural peanut butter in, throw some avocados, a nice healthy fat with some fiber. Carbs need to be primary. Focus on carbs. Then protein. Get at least your 1 gram per pound of body weight. Fill in the rest with carbs. If you're struggling to eat enough, add some healthy fats in. From whole foods. All right? You don't need to bulk. Unless you already have a 6-pack, you may not need to gain weight at all. Your muscle growth is already factored into your maintenance calories. So if you stay at 170 pounds at around, 2,800 calories, you probably don't need 3,000. Now, if you do decide to bulk, don't gain more than a pound a month. So if, let's say you weigh 170, that means end of the year, be 180, right? Go from 170 to 180 over the course of a year. That will 100% maximize your growth. If you're not lean, you don't need to gain weight at all. Like where I'm at right now, I'm not lean enough to justify a bulk. So to give you guys, put it in context for you, I have no business gaining weight where I'm at here. If I want to gain muscle, I have enough body fat. I can make pure lean gains at the same body weight. Keep that in mind, guys. There's your solution. Done. Everything you need to know for most of you.